Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Coming up, Honorable Prime Minister and the Minister for the Public Service commends public officers. 62 graduate from the Pierre Secondary School. Details of these and other stories after the break.
Think water, think life. Water refreshes, restores, cleans, and enhances growth. Potable water is a benchmark for development. DOWASCO is serious about its mandate to ensure easy access to potable water island-wide and provide sewage services for a cleaner environment. DOWASCO is your water and sewage company.
Thanks for staying with us. Honorable Prime Minister and the Minister for the Public Service, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, says the efforts of the island's public officers towards the rebuilding of the island post-Tropical Storm Erica must be appreciated. The Dominica leader made the comment as he addressed the official launch of activities leading up to Public Service Day on December 2nd.
But amidst all of our rebuilding efforts, we cannot lose sight of the many public officers who are dedicated and committed to working every day to keep the wheels of government turning to produce the results that we desire. I speak of those who, in carrying out their daily task, exemplify the principles of industry, hard work, excellence, and a true spirit of patriotism and national pride. The opportunity exists for all of us to excel and to transform our country into something better and grander than we had before. And I encourage all of you to take up the challenge and responsibility.
The theme for this year's observance of Public Service Day is Embracing the Challenge, Rethink, Rebuild, Transform. It seeks to create an awareness of the social and economic challenges created by Tropical Storm Erica.
The relocation of entire villages as a result of disaster has never been done before in our country. So this has been and still is a challenge for government. Our friends in the region and internationally, despite their own economic problems, have come to Dominica's aid in a massive show of support, whether through providing technical assistance, supplies, or financially. We continue as a nation to be thankful and grateful to all of them.
Secretary to the Cabinet, Ambassador Steve Farrell, took the opportunity at Wednesday's launch to commend the public officers for their efforts post-Tropical Storm Erica.
I watched in amazement when people would show up and would be given the available tasks and responsibilities that they were best suited for. Because the responsibilities were well defined, they were able to carry out these responsibilities until the officials who were best qualified were available to man the various desks. In no time, the control center was fully operational and served with efficiency and precision.
Activities leading up to Public Service Day on December 2nd include hikes, games nights, sports day, community outreach, and educational talks. The activities will culminate with the Public Service Awards ceremony at the State House. GIS News will bring you more details in Thursday's newscast. 62 students said goodbye to the alma mater, the Pierre Secondary School in Grand Bay, earlier today, Wednesday. The grand occasion was celebrated under the theme, Make Your Mark on the World. The Honorable Minister for Education, Pierre, noted that the occasion not only signified a milestone in the academic achievement of the graduating class, but it also marked the contribution others have made to facilitate their education. One of those is the Dominica Labour Party administration, which, since taking up office, has made education a priority.
The Labour Party administration has demonstrated its commitment to your education in very tangible and practical ways. In fact, it was here at Pierre Secondary School that we launched the government's One Tablet Per Child initiative at the beginning of this school year. We made this significant investment because we recognize the importance of giving you, the students, the young people of Dominica, every advantage so that you can be well positioned to be successful in a globally competitive environment.
Most students who attend the Pierre Charles Secondary School are from the Petite Savane, Dubic, and Grand Bay catchment. When Tropical Storm Erica ravaged Dominica in August last year, these southern communities were the worst hit. The Honorable Minister for Education challenged the students to continue to excel despite the setback caused by Tropical Storm Erica.
To bear in mind that you have a role to play in our nation's development. And so I call on you, the graduating class of the Southern District of our beloved country, in light of the challenges which confront you here in this post-Erica period, to stand and be counted among the agents of change. I challenge you to change the norm here in Grand Bay, the norm that exists in Dominica. Change the norm here in Grand Bay and in Petite Savane. Change the norm in Dominica, because the people of Grand Bay and Petite Savane, Dominica depends on you, our youth.
Natalia Antoine was named valedictorian. Antoine submitted an inspirational yet emotional speech to her fellow graduates as she recollected the loss of one of their fellow classmates to Tropical Storm Erica.
Tropical Storm Erica devastated my village of Petite Savane, claiming about 20 lives in my village alone, including our very own Davin Baron. I think I can speak on behalf of the graduating class when I say that Davin's death affected us tremendously, especially room 16, his class. The first few weeks following the storm were hectic. Many of us were heartbroken. We not only lost families and friends, we lost an entire community, all the memories and all the good times we had. Many of us had to stay in shelters, some still to this present day. However, that did not stop us from succeeding. Instead, it motivated us.
Featured speaker Dr. Trisha Luce graduated from PCSS in 2006 and pursued her medical doctor's degree in the People's Republic of China. She too had words of inspiration for the graduating class.
Before me today, I see hope, strength, determination, courage, and success. I see physicians, scientists, musicians, contractors, road builders, community service administrators, and lawyers. I admonish you to continue into greatness with all passion, keeping yourself academically and socially inclined. It is my belief that the greatest asset that a young person can possess is an education.
Principal of PCSS Jerome Badwill reported a noteworthy 68% pass for the school in the 2015 CXC exams. He reminded parents present of the significance of their role in their children's success. In his final words to the group of students of his school, he charged them to be fearless in the pursuit of success.
Dear graduates, the mark that you make can either be a negative or positive mark. I encourage you to make an indelibly positive mark on this nation of ours, Dominica, and the world by extension. Fear doesn't want to make the journey, doesn't want you to make the journey to the mountaintop. This might be your worst enemy. If fear can rattle you enough, fear will persuade you to take your eyes off the peaks and settle for a dull existence in the flatlands. Be fearless and pursue your dreams vigorously.
In other news, over 570 books have been donated to the Dominica Law Library. During the handing over ceremony on Wednesday, attorney at law Roseanne Charles, who sourced the books, says this donation is well received.
The books were sourced from the International Law Book Facility. It is a charity organization in the UK. The organization provides law books to not-for-profit organizations in other countries, to universities, law libraries, and these attorneys general chambers, those types of institutions. And the purpose for the text, or for the donation of the text, really is to encourage greater access to legal resources, to promote the rule of law, and also to ensure more effective advocacy. So I'm happy that we were able to get these books and that they are available to the members of the Bar Association, or other lawyers, those who use the law library, and the judiciary, and also to police officers and to the law students who sometimes use the library.
President of the Dominica Bar Association, Mary Roberts, believes that while technology has its place, the use of old-fashioned books has its advantages.
It is my delight to hand over these books to the law library. At a time when we think that everything should be on a tablet, books are still a very useful tool for our profession. The law library, as we know, has been established by legislation. There's a committee which runs the law library, headed by a resident judge. The registrar sits on it, and there are supposed to be 2 other members, solicitors. I understand from one of my colleagues that she has already visited the library and was happy to have used the books to research a matter. So I'm very grateful to Ms. Roseanne Charles of Alec Lawrence's Chambers to have brought this initiative to the fore and to have us here at this ceremony handing over what we think to be very useful tools for our profession.
Registrar General Ozzie Walsh noted that the books covered a wide cross-section of topics.
The books, when I looked at them, the list covers about 17 different categories, a whole broad range of topics ranging from admin law, constitutional law, law of tort, law of negligence, the whole question of, we received several volumes for the Queen's Bench Division, All England Reports, Horsbury's Laws of England. It's quite a wide range of books, and what the symbolic gesture which just took place is really symbolic, because we're talking about some 571 books, which is quite a number of books which we received. And the books are, some of them date back in terms of information as far back as 1882, I think they're about, in terms of the contents. So it's a lot of information here. It gives the opportunity to attorneys to come in and do more in-depth research. The books are available. I'm seeing treaties on contract there as well, looking at me. And it will give lawyers a wider range of opportunity in terms of having books to access for their research.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
In the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app, available for download from the Google Play Store, One Mobile Market, and the Government of Dominica's website. Access to all ministries and sub-departments' phone, email and office addresses and websites. Simply select a ministry and the sub-department. You can dial directly from the app or save the numbers to your phone contacts. It's convenience at your fingertips.
Is my passport ready for pickup? Good. It really works.
Download the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app today.
Welcome back. A series of customer service training sessions for over 100 frontline personnel on positive visitor interactions to visitor satisfaction will soon come to an end. On Wednesday, the 4th in the series of 5 training sessions came to a close with 30 participants from DASPA, forestry, and the hotel industry. The sessions held in the months of January, April, and June 2016 are being hosted by the Discover Dominica Authority, DDA, with facilitators from the Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO. The aim of the DDA is to get as many people as possible exposed to this type of training so that they can improve their skills in a practical way when they return to work. The facilitator for this training, Bonita Morgan, says the session on service excellence and what is required of frontline personnel was a refresher for participants. Morgan stated that the Caribbean must step up its game in the international tourism industry.
What we may think of as being good service in somebody's eyes who is coming in, visiting for the first time, may be just mediocre service. And so we have to look at things through the eyes of the customer. And our customer is many times a regional and international traveler who has been many places in the world and had very diverse experiences. And we want them to have a great experience in our part of the world. We have been telling them in the sessions that this tourism business is all about creating positive memories and experiences for the visitor, because we want them to come back, or even if they don't come back, they share their positive experiences and memories with friends and family and encourage them to come to our part of the world. So we really have to be on top of our game in terms of delivering excellent service, and we have to know what that means, and we have to know what is our role in being able to deliver that excellent service, and we have to know also our organizations, their roles in helping us to be able to deliver that quality service as well.
Morgan believes that people in the private and the public sector need to make the connection between the tourist arrivals and the role they play to help the country grow and flourish for their benefit.
If people understand the connection between the visitor coming in to our part of the world and spending money and having those wow experiences and feeling, wow, this is really a lovely vacation that I've had, or I've come on business and I've really had very good engagements here and so on, then as we said, they will spread the word that this is a place to come and to do business or to come for recreation and so on. So we have to make our people make that connections in their minds between how important this industry is to the country, and then by extension how important it is to them themselves and the quality of life that they are experiencing in the country. Because right now, Dominica, like many of our other islands, this tourism business is like our bread and butter industry right now. It's helping to keep us afloat and keeping us creating jobs for people, creating opportunities for people to be able to feed themselves and their families.
Morgan says although she would have preferred an extra day to execute this training, she understands the staff limitations of certain establishments. Other facilitators for the training were Sharon Benfield-Bovell and Kerry Barron. The Caribbean Tourism Organization does a training for a number of different target groups: tourism education for teachers, workshops for frontline personnel, and service quality workshops for middle management, as well as a taxi driver training. Regional HIV/AIDS Testing Day, a partnership between the Caribbean Broadcast Media Partnership on HIV and AIDS, the Pan American Partnership Against HIV and AIDS, and the Scotiabank, will be observed this year on June 24th. The aim of the testing campaign is to encourage everyone to know his or her status. GIS News spoke with coordinator of the National HIV/AIDS Response Program, Alison Samuel.
We started from the 6th of June. In the Casablanca Health District, they tested the 6th, the 8th, and the 9th. And we've continued right across the island because we have 7 health districts to cover. And so St. Joseph has tested already. They test again tomorrow, Thursday, in the village of Salisbury. Grand Bay completed testing. Lapland has completed. And we are doing HIV testing for regional testing day activities at the office, the 23rd and the 24th, which is this week Thursday and Friday. So anybody who's listening wants to get tested, you can come in. We start from about 8:30 in the morning. And the Roseau Health Center is also offering testing at the testing site there on Friday. And next week we join the Portsmouth Health District in the Dubla community Monday afternoon from 1 to 5. We go to Penville on the Wednesday, and we test again at our office on the 29th.
Regional Testing Day has expanded from its pilot program in 2008, which was concentrated in Barbados. The initiative aims this year to have as many people as possible across the region tested. She notes that the city of Portsmouth is having special activities on Friday.
On Friday this week, the Regional Testing Day itself, Portsmouth is doing a number of activities. They are at the Borough Square doing counseling, pre-test counseling, out there in the open, and they will do testing at the hospital, and they are also in a few of the other areas. There's also an on the block, I think that's in Paybush. So right across the island we've had activities, and like I said, it aims to bring greater awareness. And what we've done this year, we have targeted the people who've never come in to test, so people who've never had a test. So our theme this year is Stop Ducking It. We want people to get more accustomed to the idea. We know that a lot of people have their own hang-ups about getting tested. They think that they don't want to know. But we always say, somebody said to us recently, it's scary to know your status. But we want people to change that mindset. Don't think of it as scary, think of it as empowering. Empowering because it helps you to now be able to make decisions, informed health decisions going forward. Because if you come and get tested and you are negative, but you are able to identify your risk factors, whether they are sexually related, whether they are just habits to do with your social habits like drug use and abuse, then it helps you now to be able to make decisions about your risk going forward. If you test positive, you get linked into care, you are managed by an excellent team of professionals, and you can continue to live HIV positive, yes, because it is a chronic infection, but you never progress to AIDS.
Lurian Graham Carter spoke with coordinator of the National HIV Response Program about the stereotypes associated with getting tested.
Tell us about some of the issues as it relates to stereotypes that are associated with testing and with HIV/AIDS.
Okay, so globally you find that people used to think that HIV was a homosexual disease, a homosexual infection, and some people still hold on to that. They still think that the people who are most at risk are homosexuals. But we, based on our own experience with the infection and our own data and statistics, we do know that it is not necessarily a homosexual infection. And so people like to say, I'm not even coming to your office because somebody is going to say that I'm HIV positive, or people are going to think that I'm going to get tested. But people need to recognize that when you come in to do an HIV test, you go through a session of pre-counsel. This pre-counsel allows you to identify any risk factors that you may have practiced, you are practicing, and it helps you also to recognize what you need to do to assist you to get over any of those factors. Now, these factors are not stereotypical. These factors are simply behaviors that we practice. Some of us have done it for so many years that we do not even recognize we are doing it. It becomes a second nature, okay? And because of the counseling, you are now able to recognize, but yes, I do need to make a few changes. I do need to do some things differently. I do need to revisit what I've done in the past. Now that I know my status, I'm negative, thank God. I want to remain negative, and so in order to remain negative, we help you to plan a risk reduction plan. And so the habits that we have seen as major risk factors have nothing to do with homosexuality. It simply has to do with what people do on a regular basis, what they enjoy doing, what they see as their social habits, which has come through sometimes because of socialization. Because a lot of our habits comes through because we've seen it done. It's been a part of our life as we grew, and so it becomes very natural for us to follow and do them. And so multiple partnering is one of the factors that really puts people at risk. That necessarily doesn't have to do with homosexuality.
But there are those persons who would say that I have one partner, I'm married to him, why should I get tested? Last time I was tested, I was negative, and it's been 5 years. We've been married for 5 years. Why should I get tested?
And if you were that person, I would simply ask you, are you with your partner 24/7? Okay? Because really and truly, testing, and what you need to recognize too though, getting tested is not even about so much your partner. It has a lot to do with you. What is my health status? Because you may be negative, your partner is positive, you may remain negative. Okay? And vice versa. And so you getting tested, this is about the blood that's running through your veins. This is about you knowing your status. This is about you knowing what do I need to do to remain healthy.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is up next with Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moins c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Chambers avocat Alec Lawrence qui a fait une collaboration pour augmenter les affaires qui concernent la loi et puis l'audience. En efforçant là, Chambers là tapé assistance horde une organisation l'Angleterre. On a reçu le livre ça qui est Law Books. Ce livre ça là présenté pour le département registering pendant une cérémonie jeudi. Registrar Ozzy Walsh recevait ce livre là à ce compte bibliothèque registering.
Nous recevons plus que 600 livres hors international organisation hors l'Amérique, l'Angleterre, avec moun là qui facilite pour nous taper ce livre là. C'est moun qui est bon moun, moi study avec lui Babad avec Trinidad, moun qui est Roseanne Charles. Avec il travaille through Chambers Alec Lawrence pour nous taper ces livres là avec c'est massa de 50 à créole mais 50 cartoon livres 571 books ces livres là yo couvert bagay ko administrative law, constitutional law, bagay ko road traffic matters, bagay ko nou tape livre pour Queen's Bench Division, English reports, tout qualité de livre nou tape. C'est un pile livre.
Selon M. Walsh, ces livres ça avait là pour avocats, etc. faire recherche.
Ces livres-là, ils sont bons pour faire research. Les avocats, ni pour faire research, pour travailler à l'office. Avec pour students, oui, gens qui les study livre pour your university ou your college, ils ça taper livre pour faire plus facilité pour study bagay pour examen avec bagay comme ça. So moi content pour recevoir ces livres là avec président association là, bar association là, était là bon matin avec ça c'est Miss Mary Roberts avec c'est qui hand over ces livres là on behalf of the bar association pour nous la law library à registry avec nous content pour nous taper ces livres là puis nous savons nous qu'aime faire bon use of ces livres là.
En la nouvelle conseil Tivet Kassavi modèle à plat pour bas moun certificat. Parole ça là sur le directeur conseil là monsieur Abraham Durand.
Gam ba moun certificat comme ça son procès yo ka PLAR prior learning assessment and recognition. Avec PLAR c'est yon se gam na ou ça taper un certificat pour travailler là où ça fait. L'autre gamme c'est aller à l'école comme ça State College BTC n'importe monde ça ba entraînement avec là fini assesseur qui vini avec sous compétent qui ba certificat. Mais ni monde qui a un travail déjà, yo ha grand monde, yo ka fait travail là 15 l'année, 20 l'année yo ça. Yo ça fait travail là. Comme ça c'est monde ça là pour nous garder pour nous taper en manière pour nous ba certificat yo.
Sinon monsieur Durand programme là bon pour moun bid taper travail.
Ça sont pas qui nécessaire pour payer. Puis autant moun ka di yo passe à un projet international, si pour dire World Bank a bail un projet avec yo di pour moun apply pour projet ça là. Mettre application. Moun nou ki met application, mais yo pas ni pièce sur papier pour montrer qui maçon yo ça fait maçon, électricien yo ça fait électrique. Yo pas ni un morceau papier. Comme ça nous regarder pour nous taper procès ça venir plus fréquent Dominique comme ça plus travailler ça taper certificat avec aider nous pour nous ça taper ce gros projet ça là.
Messieurs mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
When a hurricane warning is issued, you should expect hurricane conditions within 36 hours. You should follow evacuation orders from local officials if given. Check in with family and friends by texting or using social media. Follow the hurricane timeline preparedness checklist depending on when the storm is anticipated to hit and the impact that is projected for your location. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on the past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is now available also on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Kerdisha. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.